Hello, my wonderful friends. I am so happy to be back with you for what is going to be the last class for the year. Oh my goodness. This year has been such a beautiful year for me. There's been a lot of growth, a lot of new learnings, a lot of new ways of being. And I think no matter where we are in our journey, there is something that we can be grateful for. Even if it has been a little bit of a tough year for some of us, maybe there's something that we learned. And I think when we look at our year as that there is no good or bad, there's only kind of what is. And when we remove our attachment and our emotional investment in what goes on, it means that we can have more freedom with whatever happens. Anyway, this class, we're in our final week of our Yamas, the Yamas being kind of an ethical guideline for how to turn up in the world. And the Yama we're on today is Aparigraha, which is non-greed. And this is quite closely linked with non-attachment as well, because I think when we feel greedy, we are attached and we want to kind of keep everything to ourselves. Now, greediness can show up in a lot of different spaces. It can, not only within material possessions, but it could be greediness of time. It could be greediness with certain experiences. And that can also link with not wanting to experience something other than what you have. And I believe the yoga practice asks us to live in moderation, to only take what we need and not to expect anything in return from anyone. And so they talk a lot about moderation of gifts. A lot of the, I guess you could say, scholars and the philosophers, they talk about not accepting gifts at all. Or you could just say gifts with no attachments, no expectations, only when it's appropriate. And yeah, so we're going to be working on that today, on kind of letting go of hoarding. And physically, we will be expressing a lot with our hands, especially in a very open manner, almost like you're giving and sharing with others. So yeah, we're going to get started on our backs today. Physically, it's also going to be relatively slow, a little bit of standing, mostly kind of down on the ground though. Roll yourself down onto your back. And just find a position that feels comfortable for you. It could be with your legs extended, or it might be with your feet wide, knees knocking together. And take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose, letting go, feeling the body relax a little bit more, dropping down towards the earth. And perhaps you could reflect on how greediness might show up in your life. Is there anything that is in excess? Anything that you might be clinging onto and hoarding? I know for me personally, I'm working through my relationship with food and kind of, I guess, being greedy with food. It's an unusual one to think about, but I don't know, we've all got things about us that we all need to work through. We've all got different relationships with things on the outside. So how does that show up for you? And I think sometimes greediness shows up because we are in a scarcity mindset. We're scared of losing something, and so we try to take all of it. And the best thing to do if we do notice this kind of behavior is just find awareness first, and then try not to judge yourself for it. See if you can see it with a non-subjective gaze. And we will be practicing just letting go and being open, because there's a lot of freedom that comes from living in moderation, only taking what we need, not expecting any outcomes or anything from the journey, just really focusing on the little steps that we take. Let's take one more deep breath in through the nose, filling up the belly, the ribs, the chest with breath. Breathing out through the nose, or maybe the mouth for a clearing breath. We're going to extend our legs as wide as they can, and then extend the arms almost like you're in a star shape. Can you extend or press the ankles out? Can you make your fingertips wide here? Take as much space as you can here. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, start to slide both of the knees towards the right, almost like you're making a window wiper shape, like 290-degree angles. Keep the arms where they are. Inhale, extend your legs back out long. And then as you exhale, bend both of the knees and draw them over towards the left. The right hip might lift off the ground a little bit. Inhale to extend the legs out long. Exhale, drawing the knees over towards the right. 2 more times each side. Option this time, if you want a little bit more, is to keep the feet off the ground as you extend them, so it brings a little bit more effort into the core. So inhaling to extend, drawing the lower back down. Exhale to the right. Inhale to extend, draw the ribs towards the hips. Exhale to the left, really feeling the core fire up. Let's try one more each side. Inhale to extend. Exhale, draw towards the right. So we're opening the hips here. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. Keep the feet close towards the hips. Hands come actually over your head. We're going to find Setu Bandhasana. Press through the heels, slightly tuck the tailbone first, then lift the hip bones off the ground. Take a deep breath in and see how high you can lift the hips, lift the chest up towards the sky. Squeeze the glutes, keep the knees pressing out over your toes, and then start to extend your fingertips even further over your head. So create some energy. Take another deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly lower yourself back down to the ground. Grow the backs of your legs. We're going to roll up into Navasana boat pose. You might stay with your knees bent. You could take them out a little bit longer. Of course, options to take the hands around the legs, or you could extend the arms out long again. Turn the palms up, just as you're giving something to someone else. Shoulders pull back. Chest opens towards the legs. Let's take another 2 breaths here. Breathing in. Exhale. One more. Can you reach your hands a little bit longer? Land the feet. Good. Scoot yourself back a little bit. Right foot is going to come into the inner of the legs. Take a deep breath in. Lift up tall. And then as you exhale, lean forward, almost like you're bowing your heart, turning the palms up. Start to roll yourself back. Right foot is going to plant down. Left hand comes behind your back. Breathe in as you start to press the hips up. Squeeze the glutes. You could stay a little bit lower, or you can extend the arm over your head and lift the hips up a little bit higher. Come back down to the ground. Bring the foot to the inner thigh. Breathe in. Lift both of the hands up. Exhale to fold yourself forward, palms stay lifted. Inhale, roll up, left hand plants. Exhale to press up. One more time, breathing in, lowering down. Lifting the arms, exhale, fold. Little tuck at the chin at the end. Left hand plants, breathing in, lifting high. Exhale. Nice, we're going to swap it out. So right foot comes out in front, left foot comes to the inner leg. Take a deep breath in, lift the arms. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale, roll yourself back up, plant the left foot down, turn the right hand away, exhale to lift. Maybe staying a little low, or maybe lift the hips a little bit higher. Land the hips, breathe in, sweep the right hand high, left foot to inner leg. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rolling yourself up. Exhale to lift. One more time, big squeeze of the glutes when you lift, breathe in. Bow down, reach over your right foot. Right hand plants. Exhale to lift. Come down to the ground, cross your feet over. Find yourself in a tabletop position. Hands come down, knees come down. Now you can absolutely stay here or bring your elbows towards the ground, but this time palms are up. So we're really bringing that palms up, that offering sort of sensation here. A couple rounds of cat and cow, breathing in to drop the belly down, lift the eye gaze, shoulders pull back. Exhale, press the elbows down, eye gaze in between feet, lift the belly button. Couple more rounds of breath. You're going to notice that this feels a lot more challenging with the elbows are down. When the elbows are down, the range is shortened here. Strike about 2 more breaths, breathing in, breathing out. Can you round up a little bit more? 1 more breath, breathing in. Shoulders pull down the spine. Exhale. Couple of different options. Keep the elbows down, hands forward. Walk yourself back into a forearm plank. You can be on your knees here, or you can tuck onto the toes, lift the knees off. You can absolutely stay here. If you wanted to find dolphin pose with the hands up, this is quite a big asana to begin with. So you can walk your feet up a little bit more, almost like a downward facing dog. Pressing through the forearms, drawing the chest back towards the thighs. This is just an option if you felt open enough or ready to do so. Otherwise, just staying in your plank position. Press the back of the hands down. Soften the knees. Take 1 more deep breath in. Exhale. Let's all press up to our hands to find downward facing dog. So pressing one hand down, pressing the other hand down. Long arms, long legs. Shoulders away from the ears. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale. Start to walk the feet towards the hands. Land your heels maybe hip width distance, maybe big toes together, heels slightly apart. Fold yourself forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway left, hands come to the shins. Lift your shoulders in line with your hips. And then as you exhale, fold yourself forward again. Inhale to rise, lift the arms. Sweep them over your head, press the palms. And then as you exhale, hands by the sides, Tadasana. Okay, we've got a couple of standing postures here. Again, working with that kind of arms open. Take a deep breath in, lift the hands, option if you want, try to lift the heels off the ground as well. As you exhale, start to hinge the hips back, keep the belly pressing up into the spine, engage the core, and lean yourself forward just a little bit. You probably won't make it down to parallel, but if you can keep the long spine, go for it. Shoulders away from ears, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, sweep the hands behind you, and then maybe you see if you can dive a little bit deeper. Option to bring the heels down as well. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Start to rise again, breathe in, lift the arms above the head. Exhale, hands by the sides. Same thing, you can try both feet again, or if you wanted a little bit of a challenge, shift the weight into the right foot, maybe lifting the left heel off. Again, maybe just one leg, the heel down, or maybe you lift the heel just off the ground. Breathe in, lift the arms above your head. As you exhale, find that hinge position again. You're going to notice you're not going to be able to hinge as far. Keep the palms rotating up towards the sky. Let the movement come from the hips rather than the spine, so we're not curving too much. One more deep breath in. Exhale, sweep the hands behind. Maybe you dive the heart space a little bit deeper. Goodness, this is typical for the balance. Land the heels and fold yourself down again. Okay, roll yourself back up to standing. Breathe in as you lift the arms. Exhale, hands by the sides. Other side, one more time, or 2 feet. Shift the weight into the left foot if you'd like. Maybe lift the left heel off. Breathe in, lift the arms. Exhale, start to lean forward, keeping engaged through the core. You don't even need to lift the heel off too much to really feel that challenge and balance. Keep the palms rotating high. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, take the hands behind, maybe diving a little bit deeper. Nice job, everyone. Squeeze your shoulders back. Land both heels down, fold yourself forward. Uttanasana. Walk the feet towards the edges of the mat. Turn the toes out a little bit and then bend your knees, Malasana, garland pose. Hips land down. Now they might be a little bit higher. Your heels might be off the ground. It's totally okay where you land. See if you can bring your hands through heart center. Shoulders rolling back and down. Squeeze the glutes. You could stay with the hands at heart, or again, you can open your hands out. And when we let things kind of move in our life without holding on, without hoarding or being greedy with them, we create so much space and so much freedom for whatever happens. We're not attached to a single thing and something that we might not be able to control. One more deep breath in. Exhale, start to lift the hips. Turn the toes forward to keep the feet wide and see if you can, with as much bend of the knees as you need, walk your hands out so that either the fingertips are down or the palm is down. Now you might have your hips way lower and that's totally cool as well. Little tuck of the chin, Gajasana, elephant pose, imagining like the hands are trunks, creating as much length through the back of the legs as we can. When you're ready, hands come to the ground, start to walk your feet in towards each other. And take a deep breath in, hands land to the shins, lift yourself halfway. And then as you exhale, bring the hands towards the ground, step back into your downward facing dog. Heels land towards the ground, hips are high. Use your next breath in, roll yourself forward into your plank position. As you exhale, land the knees down, shift the hips back into child's pose. And maybe you stay with the palms down again, or maybe, as you might be able to guess, you could turn your palms up. Take one more deep breath in. And one more deep breath out. I don't know if you guys can hear the music, but they're playing Bruno Mars. It's definitely a vibe. Start to walk yourself back. You're going to cross your feet over and then find your way onto your sit bones. One last seated asana. Extend both of your legs out long. Maybe you have a soft bend in the knees, or maybe they're a little bit longer. Let's take a deep breath in, lift up tall. As you exhale, kind of reaching forward like you're reaching off the mat. Keep the palms high and offering, and then as you exhale, softening down. Letting the jaw soften. Allowing for the back of the head to totally relax.
We'll take about 3 more deep breaths here, and maybe you'd like to ask, where can I let go of a little bit more in this asana? One more deep breath in. Maybe lifting up a little bit higher, and then as you exhale, fold yourself forward a little bit more. Keep your arms reaching long. Start to lift yourself up, and then slowly start to lower yourself down onto your back, curling through your spine. Keep reaching your hands towards your feet, and then making your way down onto your back. You can adjust yourself as you need. And for our final landing position, I'll offer our Supta Baddha Konasana, our reclined bound angle. And you might take your feet together and your knees wide, allowing for the chin to tuck in a little bit. Letting the eyes close down. Just being open for whatever comes up in the next minute or so. All I can ask is if you aim to be present, non-judgmental, no attachments, no expectations. Let's take about 5 more really deep breaths here. Letting go of any of that attachment, letting go of any of that holding on, that hoarding, the kind of the keeping to ourselves, letting things come in, letting things flow out. Just like thoughts, the thoughts are not ours. They do not reflect who we are, they are just there. And we try to let them go. Try not to hold on to those thoughts or the certain ways of being. And slowly start to bring some movement into the body. And in your own time, we'll make our way up into a seat. Maybe grabbing the backs of the legs to roll yourself up. landing with the eyes closed. Recognizing how that practice might have felt for you, and anything that you'd like to take away into the rest of the day. Maybe hands come towards heart center as a kind of a memento of gratitude. Take a deep breath in, find expansiveness. Exhale, let's bow our heads in honor of this practice. I thank you so much for turning up for you. It was such a pleasure to be here with you. Namaste. Thanks everyone. If you had any thoughts about the practice, then let me know. I think Aparigraha is something that, all of these yamas are something that we all can work on in some aspect or another. But yeah, I think it's a very interesting one to experience and to work through. If you no, that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is I hope you have an amazing rest of the year, the last final few days. In January, we will be going over the niyamas, which are more internal way of ethical guidelines, I guess you could say. So stay tuned for that. And if you wanted some slightly longer content, then head over to our Patreon account where we go into things in a little bit more depth. I hope to see you again sometime soon.